Scarlet Knights fans, welcome to another episode of Night Watch. I'm your host, Larry K. First and foremost, I'd like to welcome and thank all of our new subscribers. The channel is growing, and it is growing exponentially as the season progresses. Our Scarlet Knights football team is at 3-0, so enthusiasm is high. We're excited. Thank you if you have subscribed. If you have not yet subscribed, please take just that little millisecond it takes right now. Just click that subscribe button while you're watching. Just click subscribe. We are in the midst of a subscription push. We'd like to reach 300 subscribers by the 1st of October. Let's see if we can do it. The love and the support and the comments and the dialogue has been very rewarding, and I really, really appreciate it. Just a bit of news. The men's basketball schedule has been released. I'm going to do a more in-depth discussion of the men's basketball schedule. I'm going to do more of a breakdown of it as we get closer to the season. I think it's a good enthusiasm builder. It's a good, exciting thing to do as the season opener approaches. But just some highlights. We do have an exhibition game against St. John's. That's going to be out in Queens. Then we have Princeton, the renewed rivalry against Princeton and the Tigers. Hopefully that'll be an ongoing rivalry, but we'll see how it goes this year. That's going to be in Trenton, New Jersey. Then we have the Mississippi State matchup in Newark at the Prudential Center, the Rock. I'm looking at it right now out my apartment window. So a lot of things coming up in the season. We have some fun November, December scheduling that I liked. I think we took a slight step up in our out-of-conference schedule, which should be exciting and interesting to see. Tough stretch in January. What else is new? There's always a tough stretch somewhere in conference that we've got to face year in and year out. But I will do a more in-depth discussion of the men's basketball schedule as we get closer. Today I'm interested in talking about and just touching on the football team's upcoming matchup this Saturday against the Michigan Wolverines. Back here in Jersey, we're supposed to have a lot of rain, a lot of wind. It's supposed to be dreary. I'm hoping it doesn't come to fruition because I was going to do a little outdoor grilling with a little outdoor TV, a little bit of fire pit action, but it looks like we may not be able to do that. At least it's not for our tailgate at home. Rutgers will be deeper inland in Michigan, taking on the Wolverines for a noon kickoff. Guys, I think what I'd like to see in this game, what I'm interested in seeing is how long and how well can our offensive line hold up against that defensive front? Can we complete a forward passing game? How far can we get a forward passing game going as far as receiver separation, Gavin Wimsatt reading the field, time to throw, innovation as far as play calling? What can we do? Can we still have any semblance of a running game against a team that good? And, how well do we play them? I don't think it's a litmus test. I think the litmus test was really more last week against Virginia Tech, and I thought we performed well in that litmus test. This is kind of more of, hey, I'm really hoping we get out of there healthy. We have Wagner the following week, and then we have several winnable games down the stretch based on the way we've been playing and other teams in the conference have been playing. So we're going to try our best. We're halfway to bowl eligibility, and we're going to try to continue to get to bowl eligibility. But it starts with seeing how we do against Michigan, hoping, we maintain our confidence and we stay healthy, and seeing where we are. Can Gavin continue his streak of not making big mistakes with the ball in his hands? Can we stick to our identity of moving the ball and playing tough defense? How well does our defense hold up against a highly touted quarterback? How well does our defense hold up against a highly ranked team? Michigan ranks top in scoring defense, averaging 5.3 points. Number 2 in total defense. This is a really good team. And I don't have any illusions. I'm not going to give a score prediction. Remember, we played them tough in the COVID year with the 4 overtimes, a missed field goal. We could have maybe won that game. We obviously beat them in 2014 in the blackout game. Great memory. 2 years ago, we played them pretty tough. Took them down to the wire on the road. And, last year we played them tough and were winning at halftime, but then they pulled away and did what they had to do. So we've always played Michigan tough. traditionally. I mean, not in the Ash years, but when we've had any semblance of a football team, we've played them tough for whatever reason. So, is there hope that we play them tough this week and something happens that's unexpected? Of course there is. And if you've liked the way we've played thus far, then of course there is. But Michigan is very good this year, and this is a huge step up in competition for the Scarlet Knights. Just really unprecedented so far this season, the step up in competition. And it's also our first road game, which, you could look at it in several ways. Sometimes teams feed off of the road environment. We've seen it kind of as of recent with the basketball team, even though in previous years they fed off the home crowd. Sometimes, and Shiano even said in his press conference, hey, when you're out there with your brothers, with your guys, with your men, and you run into the stadium and everybody's against you, it's enjoyable. And so we'll see how we respond for the first time this year to that environment. I think overall it's just good to kind of take that step up in competition and take on that hostile environment, because no matter what happens, I think it'll, give this team a good foundation and, a good baseline going forward into other competitive games in conference. If you go from teams you've beaten handily and you've lined up and just really punched in the mouth handily as a football team, and then you go to a team that, from a on paper and talent standpoint is supposed to have you outmatched from inside to outside, sideline to sideline, you take that, you get a feel for that, and then you go out into a conference play, and there's other teams that aren't as stacked, but you're used to the adversity and you're understanding of the step up in talent that you've gone against. It could bode well for us to come out. I think the schedule this year did us some favors, quite frankly. I think opening up in conference with a beatable Northwestern team, and then having Wagner scheduled later in the year, 3:30 kickoff after Michigan, gives us a time to catch our breath and kind of go into conference play with some, lesser teams than Michigan. I think it's one of the better schedule setups we've had in a long time. So let's see what we do Saturday. I don't expect a win. I'll tell you that. Now, if we do win, do I believe it's possible? Yes, I believe it's possible. Just because of the grit that we've shown so far this year, and just because we've played Michigan so hard in the past, and also because it's hard to glean much from the schedule Michigan's played thus far. That being said, I don't expect a win, but I'm hoping to see a competitive football game, and I'm hoping we get out of there healthy. But I'm really more curious to see the performance of individual players, most notably our running back room, most notably our quarterback, and our defense, as well as our offensive line. Now, if they show that they can hang in there, and they can hang in there for a number of quarters, then we really have the potential to make this season a huge step up as a program. I don't think that it's realistic to expect this O-line to hold up as well as they have through the first 3 games when we get into conference play. I don't think it's realistic to expect that our sophomore quarterback is not going to make some mistakes. And if he does, and if they do struggle, I'm asking you, please don't jump off. The sky is not falling. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. We've seen promising things from this team so far. There are promising moments ahead, and there are some rough moments ahead. We have a tough conference, and we've got a really tough schedule. And it starts on Saturday. So, Michigan's been playing, their defense is that highly ranked, and they've still been without players. Will Johnson, a preseason, All-American candidate, or preseason All-American, has played only a few snaps. And I don't know if he's coming back this week. Rod Moore hasn't played a snap this year. So Michigan's secondary, despite how well they're performing, has been without some of their superstar secondary players. Now, I understand they may be without some players along the defensive line this week that could bode well for us, but remember, they're a deep program. So it remains to be seen how the injuries shake out on Michigan's side of the ball, too. You hope that some of these guys are still out, and you hope that they maybe did have some more guys out along the line. We should capitalize and take advantage of opportunities when we get them. If that's the case, let's see what we could do. But if it's a tough go, please don't jump to conclusions. Start saying, oh, Gavin just doesn't have it. He'll never have it. Shiraka doesn't have it. Shiano can't, stand up with the big boys with his style of play. Don't start doing that, because these types of things are going to happen. Thus far in the schedule, we've done everything we were expected to do, and I would argue we did a little bit more than we were expected to do, because we beat every team on our schedule decisively. Well, now, this game, we are supposed to struggle. We are supposed to lose this game. So let's see how we answer that bell, right? Do we exceed expectations in this game? Do we keep it close the entire game? Do we beat Michigan? Do we lose but show flashes with certain players and certain aspects of our team? There's a lot that we can learn on Saturday. And I hope it's not a washout, because I hope some of us could get outside, have a brew, enjoy it's been beautiful out in New Jersey. Absolutely beautiful all week. It'd be a real shame if it's a washout. But even if it is, hey, enjoy staying inside, an early kickoff, an early game. Talk about it, enjoy it, and we'll be back outside next week. But I'm really looking to see how our young quarterback performs against an elite defense in a hostile environment. We're going to learn a lot. And also, if he struggles, how he bounces back after that. And I'm looking to see how our running game and offensive line holds up. And then look, our vaunted defense. They have been good all year. Let's see if our vaunted defense can do something to change the complexion of this game. Let's see if we can get some turnovers that set our offense up. Let's see if the defense can silence the crowd. Let's see if our defense can put a bit of a scare into the Michigan fans in the big house on Saturday. Let's see. I'm looking forward to it. I think the players and coaches are looking forward to the challenge. All we can do is watch and assess, and I'll be doing that. And I'm looking forward to the challenge. Let's go out there and let's punch Michigan in the face. And let's see what happens, and let the chips fall where they may. And let's see how much grit, determination, and resiliency this program has. It's a big day on Saturday. Guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, click subscribe there. Join Night Watch. Join the family. We are churning out content. We are talking. We are getting deep into Rutgers football. Join the family. Subscribe. Get us to 300 by October. I'll talk to you guys very soon. I'll have some more videos out soon of tailgates and whatnot. All kinds of shenanigans I have coming for Rutgers sports. Go Knights.